Tibetan communities, Friends of Tibet and His Holiness the Dalai Lama around the world are observing the Year of Compassion, celebrating His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 90th birthday. To know more about what is taking place and where to make sure you don't miss out on celebrations in your place, Tibet TV is bringing to you a special series of In Conversation with Tibet TV, highlighting this ongoing global celebration. We are inviting guests from Offices of Tibet, curating and facilitating a diverse range of events in their places of jurisdiction to celebrate His Holiness the Dalai Lama and amplify his timeless efforts in promoting love, peace, compassion and harmony. Starting off this week, we have Tenzin Metok, Office Assistant of Bureau of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, New Delhi. Welcome to the program, Metula. Metula, how many members are in the Regional Kudun Committee of Delhi? And also, while the overall theme is tied to the life and legacy of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, but is your committee placing particular focus on a specific aspect of His Holiness's legacy, be it his four principal commitments or him being a beacon of peace and compassion?
In our Delhi Kudun Committee, it comprises of 7 head members. They actually make the policy decisions, including representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Samye Tibetan Settlement Officer, and 5 others. Then there is a subcommittee which includes 18 Tibetan associations in Delhi, including both governmental and non-governmental organizations, who actually implement these decisions. And as for the focus, our main objective is to spread the awareness of His Holiness the Dalai Lama life commitments. In particular, most events, especially the talk events, are centered on His Holiness the Dalai Lama's lifelong commitments.
Right. So can you share with us some of the key ways in which the Office of Tibet Delhi has celebrated the Year of Compassion so far?
Yes, since it's His Holiness 90th birthday, the Year of Compassion, as of now, we have completed few events, including His Holiness birthday dinner reception. The dinner reception on 6th of July, it was very grand. It was attended over by 250 people, including ambassadors, diplomats, deputy chief of missions, and along with that, some Indian dignitaries as well. And on the same day, we published His Holiness birthday wishes on national newspaper Indian Express. Then we have placed a billboard at 8 different locations in Delhi. In that week, we have a Thanga exhibition organized in India Habitat Center. And last Saturday, we had hosted a panel discussion. And the panelists were Indian scholars and former diplomats such as Mr. Dilip Sinha. And every events completed now, it was very, very well received.
Right. So, Metula, as you have said, Office of Delhi has so far organized talk sessions or panel discussions and then exhibitions as well. So from this lot, is there a specific event that stood out for you?
Yes, it was dinner reception of His Holiness, which was held on 6th of July. It definitely stood out as a very large number of high officials, as I told you, from over 15 countries. And then there are few of Indian dignitaries as well. So every Friends of Tibet, they came over at the place and shared their respect for His Holiness, showing their support for Tibet and Tibetan people, which really made it the special occasions.
Right. So as the Office of Tibet continues to host these events, how do you hope these events would create a lasting impact of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, especially on the local Indians, and then in process form a natural connection with them?
We had planned various events where the general public and the audience will get to know His Holiness in a deeper sense. We see these events as a platform that creates an opportunity for the general public to be more familiar with His Holiness and His Holiness lifelong commitments. For example, on 16th of August, we hosted a panel discussion on His Holiness book, Voice for the Voiceless, where we invited panelists such as Mr. Dilip Sinha, former diplomats, Professor Kabir Gill, and some other Indian scholars. And all the Indian scholars, they shared their views, followed by Q&A sessions where it was very engaging. And most of the audience participated online as well as in person.
Now, His Holiness, of course, has had a very tumultuous life. recognized as the Dalai Lama at the age of 2, put through rigorous training as a Buddhist monk, made the temporal leader of his country at age 16, and immediately forced to flee the capital because of China's invasion, abandoned by the world at that time, and compelled to sign an agreement with the invader, he made a valiant attempt to live in peace with the occupier, but in vain, and at age 25 he was forced to take refuge in India. It is through this trial by fire that His Holiness rose to his present stature as a leader of his people, and more importantly, as an ethical compass for the whole world.
You know, in exile, to give young Tibetans the feeling that you are their mother and father, this is what His Holiness has achieved. Because when the educational system was set up in exile, there was a lot of talk about the seeds of Tibet. And the seeds of Tibet today, then you will hear from one of them, but there are many, many. They are all spread out. They are superbly educated. They have extreme talent in terms of activists, academics, authors, poets, artists, filmmakers, musicians, and others spread across the free world. So history will also judge who are the winners and losers in this. And in any case, when non-violence is your approach, I think His Holiness will be the first to say that he himself is also not just for Tibetans, he is for all Semchen, all sentient beings, and that is what he has displayed through his life.
There are critics who think that non-violence is a knife, blunt knife that does not cut. This book challenges this notion and the assumption that political struggle must be adversarial or binary, the lens through which the world is increasingly seen today. In that sense, the 14th Dalai Lama is a powerful voice for humanity's conscience.
And for the upcoming talks in September and October, we have student-oriented talks where the venue is Delhi University and Jawaharlal University, where we allow students to ask questions and get to be more familiar with His Holiness lifelong commitments. Most of the talks, it was centered on His Holiness lifelong commitments. And in this way, the public who are familiar with His Holiness and who admire His Holiness will get to deepen this connection, and those who are unfamiliar with His Holiness will get to know more about him. And that's how we hope the impact will last.
So Metula, since you have discussed a little bit on the upcoming events, what can we expect more from the Bureau of His Holiness the Dalai Lama in terms of our celebration?
For the remaining months, we have planned some more events, as there will be talks in Delhi University, JNU University, Tibetan Youth Hostel, and Samyeling Tibetan Settlement Office in Mashtugatila. We also have a couple of exhibitions planned, and most importantly, we have food and clothes distribution for those who in need. And this will continue to reflect His Holiness teaching, his lifelong commitments, and the practice of compassion.
Right. So since the celebration is a year-long honor to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and the Office of Tibet Delhi, as you have mentioned, has been organizing various events, how does your office secure fundings for all these events?
Our funding is purely donation-based, and most of the donors are from Delhi. We are very grateful to the community here. Without their contribution and support, this program won't be organized successfully.
Right. So thank you, Metula, for speaking to Tibet TV. I wish all of your team very best.
Thank you, Sumbala.
Thank you for watching this episode of In Conversation with Tibet TV. I will see you in the next episode.